Manchester United 2, Newcastle 0,
Yes.
Carabao Cup champs, David De Gea clean sheet. Talk to
Yes.
me about David De Gea's performance today.
Listen, it was up and down. It was up and down. I have to be honest with you, man. It was up and down, but I saw a point where he kind of claws a Trippier cross away straight away. Good little save off a Joe Linton header. It was good. It was a very balanced performance. Him in particular could have been better in moments, but the team as a whole actually could have been better in moments. Yeah. We weren't brilliant today. It's a sign of a good team to win in this moment, but I'm so happy that we won. You can win ugly. And today we won ugly.
I'm going to start with the main man, for me, Erik Ten Hag. Mm-hmm. What do you make of what he's done with this team in 6 months? You know, after we lost 4-0 to Brentford at the beginning of the season, now February, Carabao Cup champs.
Crazy. I mean, he said that he wants to make Sir Alex Ferguson proud. I saw in a few interviews, and he's been talking about proactive footballers and togetherness, unity, belief within the team. And I think it's been shown in abundance today. Ten Hag's been magnificent. You know, this is the best manager in the world for me. This is a manager that will win.
Best manager
in the world, on the planet. This manager, I think, will win us Premier League titles. This manager, I think, will win us Champions League titles. This is the guy. He's already been able to galvanise and change the squad. It's the exact same players that apparently needed open heart surgery. It's the exact same players. Delo, magnificent today. Wan-Bissaka, who a lot of people would have thought he was done. That second half performance, man, is crazy. I mean, you've absolutely shut up shop on St. Maximin. He was absolutely shook of him the whole game, not the whole second half. The back line, magnificent again. Luke Shaw, again, he just doesn't put a foot wrong for me. He doesn't put a foot wrong. Again, no mistakes today. Varane, that partnership between, that trifecta even, you know, because I'm adding now the Casemiro into this. Casemiro, Martinez and Varane. It's a clean sheet, like you said today. And David De Gea has to credit some of that to that back line and that key unity between those three, because it's just been a different level today.
You talked about, obviously, the spine of the team, Casemiro, Varane, Martinez. Martinez got knocked out 20 minutes into the game, blood in his hair. What do you make of his performance?
You said it. You've been saying it for a while now, you know, player of the season. And game after game, it just proves to be so. He's my player of the season. I think he's everyone's players of the season. It's very easy to pick him out as a fantastic player and a warrior. And today he showed that spirit in abundance. You know, a lot of times, big tackles, fighting with the opposition players, Joe Linton, Cher, this player, that player. It's just so much heart that he shows for the shirt. And, you know, if there's any player that deserves it, it's him more than anyone. It would be hard to give a particular man of the match award, because I think we were poor overall. But I was saying it at some point, you know, the back line, they deserve much more credit for what they're doing. We need to go forward and start adding goals to this kind of performance, because that back four was fantastic.
Marcus Rashford got his goal. Obviously, I don't think they gave it to him in the end, but 25 goals this season, and to score in a final, coming off last season, the season that he had. What do you make of just his performance today, the problems that he was causing for that Newcastle team? Yeah,
a lot. When he dribbles at players and he's confident, then it's curtains a lot of the time, and he's a world-class player right now. I mean, right now, absolutely brilliant, his form. I think, though, he hasn't been brilliant the whole game. He wasn't brilliant the whole game, and he was kind of in and out of the game, obviously carrying maybe still a little bit of a knock, and we need him for important games. But leading up to this final situation, he's been scoring magnificent goals for us, and important ones. I remember Charlton just coming on the pitch, delivering goals in the second half. You know, Aston Villa 4-2, I think it was. You know, there's a lot of games where he's been so important for us leading up to this trophy. So he's another one that just deserves this. And
someone who deserves it. He was sitting in front of the United fans after the whistle, taking it all in. Looked like he was about to cry. It was Wout Weghorst. What do you make of his performance today? Got an assist, obviously nearly scored, screamer from outside the box. What do you make of his overall performance today? How important was he for Manchester United to get that win?
Good question. I think he sometimes he doesn't have any presence. But today it showed like he had a little bit of presence today, you know. Like you said, nearly wrapped it with the left foot in top corner, forced to save from Karius. I think he's part and parcel of that Rashford goal, just delaying that pass. Understands that kind of ability, just to delay the pass, watch the shadow run, wait for your forward to get into the right position. his hold-up was a little bit better in that first half, and then the pressing is crazy. The pressing, continuously chasing down the ball. Saw a little moment with him and Botman, colliding. He's got that fight and that spirit in the team, and all of the players have that, but his pressing stats must be still, even in this game today, must be crazy.
It definitely must be crazy. A lot of people are saying that Eddie Howe fell into the trap from Ten Hag in the first half, which allowed us to go up. But I want to talk about Luke Shaw today. And just in general, Luke Shaw, I think he's the best left-back in the league. I think he could be one of the best in the world. What do you make of today, his assist? That number one, he got. Number two, he just did a good job on Almiron.
Yeah, it's a fantastic set piece. I mean, we had a few counter-attack situations that I think he dealt with very well. The crossing situation, I think that was one of Newcastle's biggest threats. Trippier with the crossing, it was a long day, and he was getting 2v1'd a lot of the time because Rashford wasn't coming and adding himself into the defensive work. So Luke Shaw just was brilliant today in terms of crossing, in terms of 1v1 defending. He's been consistent the whole season, but today he was so secure with how he was playing, and he just looks like a top player right now.
Fred. I have to talk about Fred. I have to talk about Fred, but not just Fred, his fellow other Brazilian, Antony. What do you make of their performances today, winding up? I think Antony was winding up Newcastle players quite a bit. Yeah. And I think Fred was just doing what he does best, which is runs.
Yeah. I think, do you know what? With Fred, I think we have to accept that, he's going to have these wild periods where he looks like Fred the Red, and then Pastor Fred kicks in at some stage as well, and he always arrives into the right places. I think that's why Ten Hag continuously plays him, because he will arrive in the right moment. He just can't execute and finish. I remember the last game we played against Newcastle at home, he had a couple chances to score. Cutbacks, arriving late into the box. Similar today, he just passed it off the field when he could have scored. And then Antony, silky skills against Dan Burn, ripping him to shreds, confidence on the dribble. He's a serious baller. There's obviously still a little work to do when he's breaking through on the goal, bearing down on goal with the counter-attack. Just hasn't got the legs for that, but I really like Antony's performance as well today. And
just man of the match.
It's so hard, Minna, because, we haven't been fantastic in this game. There wasn't a clear spell of domination. I think, Paolo mentioned, obviously, there was periods where they have way more possession than us, and we have only got like 12-20% or something crazy like that. So I can't give anyone in the forward line a man of the match. I don't think it's been beautiful attacking play, deliberate attacking play. But I would say, it has to be Martinez. He's been so consistent the whole season. It would have been Varane. It would have been Luke Shaw. It might have even been Casemiro with the header. Was played an important part for the breakdown for the second goal into Weghorst, into Rashford goal. But I think Martinez is just so brave, so strong, so composed. He's a fantastic player. He deserves it.
You think any more trophies this season?
3. Everyone's saying 3. And I would like to think 2. I would like the Europa League. Premier League's a big task and a massive ask. I'm going to say 2.
2 trophies. Carabao Cup champions, 1 more trophy to go.